Hey guys, hope everything's going well. You guys know that drill. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, comment down below. Follow me on Instagram at AIH_sports. Follow me on my finance channel at AIH Finance. So yeah, I've been really busy. Just a lot of we're preparing for workers to come to our place. So it's a long day, right? And anyways, I'm probably going to be doing once again a video with Infinite Investment Game. Just haven't figured out all the details yet, and I don't know how many videos I'm going to be doing this week. So I got a question, or this individual said that, hey, you should look into why people don't like PSA because there seems to be hanky panky going on there. Okay. So, my own opinion about the grading companies before I get into this is I buy all types of slabs. I buy PSA slabs, I buy BGS slabs, I buy CSG slabs, SGC slabs. I have a preference for CSG slabs. I understand in the secondary market, you don't get too much value compared to a PSA slab. I just like how they look. Now, SGC slabs did look nice as well, but at the end of the day, I like CSG. Now, that being said, even though I like CSG slabs, I believe one of their ownership or owners or people that invested in it is the Blackstone Group. I don't like the Blackstone Group, so that's the FYI. So just because I like the slabs doesn't mean that I like the people that run the show. So that being said, so why do people not like PSA? In my opinion, it's pretty easy why people they don't like PSA, and the reasoning is number one, it's way too big, right? Just simple as that. Now, people say that, and they control many entities, right? And that may have a conflict of interest, right? I think that most people they don't care about a holding company like Collectors Universe. They have various companies that they run. I personally don't care about corporations buying up other smaller companies, right? As long as it's not a monopoly. I used to work in a WPP company, and it was a marketing holding company where they just bought up all these marketing agencies. And there are other agencies as well. I think one of them is Omnicon, and then the other one is Publicis Group, something like that. So, there's corporations that do that. But the issue is, once again, the potential conflict of interest. And people will be like, you're a hater on capitalism if you are if you're bashing PSA or Collectors Universe, you are a commie, right? You're a pinko. And I would argue, no. Here's the issue, right? It's not that I'm against capitalism. I'm for capitalism. I'm against corporate communism. And people would be like, what do you mean, right? Federal Reserve pumped up all this money in 2020 and the government shut down. As a result, collectibles went up high in value, not because of the free market. They went up because of the government engaging in the hanky panky. Okay. So as a result, people wanted to go into collectibles. They got free money. They went to collectibles. Middle class, rich people, a lot of people got handouts, right? Rich people got handouts with the PPP loan. So it's not only the middle class that got stimulus checks, right? So collectibles have gone up, right? Now it's been a correction for many collectibles over the past year and a half. And there's some cars, right, like I said, have gone up. But for the most part, they've gone down in the last, year and a half, close to that time frame. So regarding PSA, okay, so PSA, you had people that saw an opportunity with the collectibles boom. You had Collectors Universe that was bought up by Nat Turner and Steve Cohen and a few other investors. And they decided to buy up every company out there. Not every company, but a lot of companies. One of them was Golden Auctions, right? So people say that, hey, there's a potential conflict of interest because you could grade your cards with them, right? And then all of a sudden, you could sell it on Golden, right? And then the potential, and some people will be like, hey, huge conflict of interest, right? because who knows what the incentives are to try to increase the bottom line. So you have that. So that's one reason why people are ticked off. And people will be like, hey, why are you hating on the industry? I'm not hating on the industry in large. I'm just looking at, hey, look, potential hanky panky could go on, right? And then on top of it, they have bought out Card Ladder. And if I want to be unbiased here, right, the Card Ladder bros have ticked off a bunch of people, right? First started out with Ziggy. And then later on, if you looked at the video that they did with, what's his name, Dakota, right? That ticked off a bunch of people, right? I saw people and they said after that interview, I don't want to subscribe to that, right? So you have people that are not likable, right? Regardless of whatever you think about Ken Golden, there's a handful of people that don't like him. There's a handful of people that do like him, right? So it is what it is. And on top of it, some people look at Ken Golden's past and they don't like what happened in the past regarding alleged stories, right? So there's that factor why people they don't like PSA. And on top of it, PSA or not PSA, the Collectors Universe and that investment group, they bought out Wada Games, the grading company for video games. Not only that, you have to look at the fact that Wada Games, no one really talked about this that I saw for the videos that or the individuals that I follow. No one talked about this. Wada Games, I think, was sued. And there's allegations made towards Wada Games engaging in the hanky panky. So, looking at that fact, this is why people just don't like PSA. And people would be like, hey, you know what? Despite the government coming in, despite all of this, all these companies have to compete against each other. That is true, right? It's a rigged system. So ultimately, the best will thrive, regardless of hanky panky or not. That's the argument that some people would make. The counter argument I would make is that a lot of people believe that this investment group is rubbing people the wrong way. And the reason is, in their opinion, this is becoming like hedge funds, right? Hedge funds deal with liquid securities and they try to flip it, right? You're taking this collectibles market, which historically has been what you would call illiquid, that I've argued with, or there isn't that much volume in the transactions. And you're trying to make this market just like what the hedge funds do. You're trying to turn this industry into Wall Street. And in my opinion, that is the wrong way to go in the collectibles industry, because in the past, you had returns, for some decent cards, maybe 20% a year, 10%, and now you're saying, okay, we can try to make the most money as possible. And the real thing is that who wins, right? The house wins. So PSA wins because people are going to continue to submit to PSA, right? That doesn't mean that everyone wins. It just means, okay, some cards you're going to get a PSA 4 rather than a PSA 10. And while there have been good success stories over the past few years, a lot of people have been burned, right? And that's because the industry has gone with the motto, be positive, right? Don't question anything. And if you do question anything, you are basically a traitor, right? And that's the wrong motto, right? They should be like, hey, there should be the marketplace of ideas, but they don't do that, right? So, I saw in the comment section, like, you could say hatred for PSA. And I think that's the reason why PSA is hated. Now, I wanted to hear you guys or your opinion on why do you think there's a ton of hate for PSA, right? The thing about PSA is, even though, people don't like PSA, as of right now, it doesn't mean it's going to be in the future. PSA holds the most value for majority of cards, right? Some people may make the argument, hey, with vintage, not necessarily. I think it's for cards in World War II. I think SGC may have the edge. Someone correct me on that, or pre-World War II. Whatever that is. So PSA doesn't hold the most value for every card out there, but for the vast majority, the younger generation flocks to it. Before it was Beckett, but Beckett has lost its way, in my opinion. And they need to definitely improve. Otherwise, less people are going to sub with BGS. It seems that a lot of people are going towards SGC, especially with a few amazing sales they had with the sale of the Honus Wagner card, assuming that sale went down, and the Mantle sale, it's going to be a strong sale, right? Because of the scarcity and the demand. Now, some people saying, hey, some hanky-panky is going on that I don't know of, but those are some of the allegations people are making. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Why is PSA disliked? And I'll talk to you later, guys. Thank you. Bye.